Welcome in, guys. It's another episode of Stick to the Plan Podcast. I'm Kevin. As always, I'm here with Russ. It's another Monday.
Kevin, it is another
It
Monday.
sure is.
And I wasn't prepared today.
No, me neither. You saw me scrambling for the last hour.
Lately, can't be prepared. That's why we don't have guests. But you know what? Our last couple of shows without guests have been pretty darn good.
Yeah, they haven't been bad.
Sometimes them pesky guests get in the way.
Well, the problem is that we got a lot to talk about, and then the guest is there. Like you said, they get in the way.
I like our guests. We always get good ones. Now, yes, Kevin, you were very busy. We discovered in the last few shows that our intro the audio wasn't playing.
Yeah.
So you've been scrambling around the last 30 minutes trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
So sorry we're late. That was part of it.
Yeah, we wanted to make it a good show instead of
that.
the
And
normal
this is
shit
supposed
show.
to be a professional organization.
Yeah. I mean,
but it's not really. I always say the whole thing's a house of cards.
Yeah, I relied pretty heavily on Gemini. You saw me over here. I pretty much unplugged everything and plugged it back in. So actually, I handle it pretty professionally.
That was some pretty good production work.
Yeah, I have no idea if
assemble in 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, that wasn't bad.
That reminds me back in the day when you used to haul it from
from
the East Side studio to our old office.
Yeah, hold on, I'm checking this right now.
Now you got 2 studios and 2 sets of equipment, but you had to throw a
monitor. I still think the audio didn't come through.
It didn't?
I don't think so. Oh, we're coming through now.
So
like the microphone
typically that's the way it's been. The audio for the intro doesn't come in, but then
as soon
as the show starts, you and I are coming through. So yeah, you got things you're gonna after the show be.
Yeah, I think I know what I got to do.
Oh,
I think I just realized it. Anyways,
well, the visual of the intro is
the visual came
it's a class act.
Yeah. It's what I think happened is there's literally trying to play through 2 different channels on the OBS, which is the software we use, and I forgot to click a button.
Yeah, what Kevin said.
Yeah, whatever. The audio is coming through the microphone just fine.
As long as you can hear the show, welcome here today.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't prepared, but I did write down some topics today, some things that, I don't know, somewhere were on my mind over the weekend, and the Michigan GOP convention that we had Saturday.
Oh, yep.
So we'll talk about those topics today. Beautiful weather out, kind of chilly.
It's a little chilly, but it's actually nice. It's like the breeze is nice.
So part of me not feeling it today is I had the window open, slept like a baby, and the harder I sleep, the worse the day is the next day. I'm almost better with just a mediocre sleep. I slept too hard.
I told you right before the show, I had a little sore throat today, but this morning I woke up like out of sleep, I was having a hard time breathing and talking, like in my dream.
Oh,
and it woke me up. I think my CPAP might have been a little off.
Oh, you get used CPAP. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad.
Because I have those kind of dreams if I don't wear the CPAP.
Yeah.
But if it must be a little off.
You know what? Sometimes I'll be dreaming that I'm not sleeping well when I really am sleeping well. That's not good.
Oh yeah, no, when you're dreaming about dreaming,
you're not sleeping well. But when you wake up, you're like, "Well, I've been asleep for 6.5 hours. Christ. I was sleeping just fine, but I was dreaming that I wasn't sleeping well." I think I need to lay down on a couch with it like a team of doctors.
Well, they give you a bed for the sleep study thing, and they just watch you.
Honestly, I don't think it's to that level because ever since retirement, I get at least 7 hours a night.
See,
solid. No, I'll have to wake up, Pete, but it's a good 7 hours.
I don't. I either get.
I never used to.
Less than 3 or 18.
I know.
There's no in between.
I was up early Saturday for the Michigan GOP state convention where we confirmed all of our state candidates.
Which we assumed was going to happen.
Right. We had an endorsement convention back in, I think it was February, and elected all these candidates except for the lieutenant governor. So attorney general, secretary of state, state board of education, Supreme Court, a whole list of them, University Board of Regents, MSU trustee. We did that, but by law, you have to have a convention in August and either elect those people or confirm them.
Bureaucratic red tape.
So we went there. We went to the Mount Pleasant to the Soaring Eagle. By the way, they have a beautiful venue for the convention.
I've heard that.
Extremely nice seats. Some conventions go long. This one didn't, where you're in plastic folding chairs. And let me tell you, my big ass, that's not a good day. These are like
And I have
leather theater seats.
oh, nice. And I have your one chair still in my car.
Hey, what? Oh, yeah, one of my folding
Yeah,
chairs.
one of your folding chairs.
Yeah,
I just remembered when you mentioned chairs.
That one's Sarah.
Oh, okay.
She can sit on the ground.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
I can't sit on the ground, Kevin.
No, I yesterday when we were doing my breaks, I sat on a tire. I tried to get up, and I needed Matt's help to get up. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Now I got that big boy chair that you. By the way, the best place for $30, a nice wide, sturdy folding chair with a table off the side and a bag to put your shit is at a Harbor Freight.
yeah.
I bought one last year and lost it. Let me tell you, went back to Harbor Freight and bought the exact same chair, and I'm not losing that one. It's a nice chair, nice folding chair, easy to drag around for a big man like myself or anybody. It's a comfy chair.
Good enough.
Yeah, I like my chair. I have it on my front stoop. You know the front stoop Matt made for me.
Yeah.
I put it out there. Sarah goes, "Why is that out there like that?" I says, "Because that's anywhere USA."
You want to be a stoop kid? It's okay.
Every now and then I sit out there.
Yeah, well, no, it's probably pretty nice.
I could sit lakeside and look at the beautiful lake, but it isn't bad to sit
you
there.
see the lake all the time.
No, I'm not going to go into the story, but I had a problem with a neighbor over the weekend and my yard signs.
Well,
and
liberals being liberals.
I do have a liberal neighbor.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, the rest aren't. The one in front of me that blocks, he's a problem.
Yeah, but I mean, the problem was solved, kind of.
Whatever. Listen, he stole my yard signs. And I do know that could be a criminal offense. And I warned him of that. But I'm not going to mess around with that because I had to remind him that I have literally hundreds of these. And if I really wanted to be a real jerk, I could put them up every day.
Yeah.
But I'm moving on in life because I have plenty of yard sign locations right in my neighborhood, right across the street from his house. I can annoy him without a constant fight with my neighbor.
Real quick, I just think it's funny. One of the people that watch my other shows a lot, Tuna Boob is in the chat.
That's the name.
Tuna Boob.
Yeah.
It's a reference to remember the Girls Next Door, the Playboy Mansion show in the early 2000s. I was playing at one point, and one of the girls dropped tuna on their boob, and then she's like Tuna Boob, and then Tuna Boob started showing up on my shows.
What happened to them girls?
They probably got old.
Yeah.
I mean, Kendra was always my girl. I love that.
Yeah,
one.
she was pretty hot.
She's probably the only one that held up because she was the youngest. She was like,
she was
21 maybe
at the time. The Michigan GOP state convention went off without any significant problems. There was a guy, Sundberg's his name, who apparently doesn't like one of the Supreme Court justice picks.
Of course.
And
there's always one.
And so he was not even a delegate, but a guest there.
Sorry. I was checking to make sure YouTube was running. And
he was trying to distribute printed material exposing this Supreme Court justice, and they threw him out.
Oh, good.
They told him he had to leave.
What were they exposing him for? Like,
I don't know what he's exposing her for.
Oh,
I don't know the issue. I don't care.
Yeah.
Here I am. It's probably can't be that bad. It's probably something about not being Republican enough, or
he made a liberal decision once when he started.
I don't know. Yeah. The whole intent of this formality of a convention was to show unity. And it was genuine unity. It really was. This is the smoothest convention I've ever been. I think we're out of there at 1:00.
Hell yeah.
Well,
I mean, the picks, though, were pretty solid. I mean, plus this is the first one you guys had to do. So, most of you were like, why are we doing this again?
So leading up to it, there was this faction out there that wanted to replace Doug Lloyd with Kevin Kiefsky. But they would need a 2/3 vote. So they know that's politics. Yeah. They knew they didn't have the juice for it. And then that same group, or part of that same group, they're out of Macomb County. They don't really like Anthony Ferlini, but they didn't have the juice. It never came up, never came close, never anything.
Well, those two picks. I mean, I'm a person that likes Kevin and I like Doug.
They're winnable too.
But Doug, head and shoulders, better pick.
The people love the Doug Lloyd,
and I think Ferlini is a head and shoulders better pick than the other.
Well, and you take Ferlini, he's proven to be a winner.
He's a clerk.
He's a county clerk. He's been a state representative. And then look at all the years Doug Lloyd's won his seat.
Oh yeah,
county prosecutor,
18 years or something crazy. He's been, plus he's endorsed by like every sheriff in the state,
and prosecutor.
Yeah,
both the Jackson County sheriff and prosecutor have endorsed him. So
why wouldn't they?
he's got a real good connection to Jackson.
Oh yeah,
being in his early days, he was an assistant Jackson County prosecutor, and that's where Marcy knows him because Marcy was a legal.
Is Eaton technically? That's a neighboring county?
Yeah, Eaton. Yeah,
I didn't know if there was a county in between.
Eaton Rapids. That's Eaton County.
Yeah,
so,
and then there's seats in Charlotte, right?
But it's a neighboring county.
Yeah,
so I mean he's a homeboy.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, I mean,
right.
Great guy.
Now, Doug Lloyd has paid attention to every county in the state.
Oh yeah, that's why he's been endorsed by it.
We have a pretty good connection here in Jackson.
Yeah, well, Jackson's such a hub.
Well, I tell you, a very proud moment, not only as a born and raised Jackson native, but as the chairman of the Jackson Republican Party. Twice, Chairman Rumstead mentioned it, and candidate for governor John James mentioned Jackson, Michigan, the birthplace of the Republican Party. And then I had nothing to do with it. But later that evening, the first clip of John James's speech at the convention, the first clip they clipped out was the abolishment of slavery and the association and Jackson being the birthplace of the Republican Party. And you know how me and Chris are.
Oh, yeah. Eat that up.
We shared the piss out of that. And that's all from Kalamazoo trying to take the title.
Yeah. Well, you already got Ripon, which actually I looked into it. Ripon has a better claim than Kalamazoo does.
Kalamazoo has a significant claim of how we got to Jackson.
Well, like you said, that's the hospital you were born in. They never talked to the back seat you were conceived
but
in.
It was a convention of the Free Soilers.
That's a garbage name.
And Free Soilers said, okay, we're going to Jackson. When they got to Jackson, they all became Republicans. Yeah.
I don't want to be soiled.
And they had like several hundred people join there. It's significant, but they're not there. And I'm very honored when Jackson gets recognized.
Oh, yeah.
As such.
Well, and it should be. I mean, this literally was. I always think back to that one picture, I think, in the intro. Or no, the Under the Oaks intro, maybe.
Yeah.
The picture of all the people thinking about where that is now and thinking about that being completely different. It blows my. I love that was one of those things I'd love to go back and see that if there were time machines.
A cove of oak trees.
Yeah, and just
on a farm.
Hundreds of people
over something that was so important that you were able to get other political parties to set their political differences aside, to come together under one party, and that's the Republican Party, because that's how significant the abolishment of slavery was to them.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, I think people underplay the fact that it started and now is one of the two major parties. I mean,
that's it. Now,
there's been a million other parties, but the Republicans have stood true.
And there's several on the ballot. We talked about it here last week. The U.S. Taxpayer Party.
Yep.
There's former Republicans and stuff that have started a Jackson chapter. Good for them. Good place for them.
Yeah, exactly.
They did not see things the way the Republican Party is. A lot of these people, that's going to go right into our next topic here. I've got Republican digital influencers here.
Yeah, that's the name of today's show. That's actually Third Rail Politics, a good friend of the show. I call him Puerto Rican, but he's Cuban, and that's why I do it. He said Republican influencers should be good.
So, I guess you and I are Republican influencers.
I guess. I don't know what that means.
I don't know how many people we actually influence. Especially
right now, 5.
Especially with the 5 people watching the show right now. And then there's also Republican influencers like Garrett Soldano and Kevin Rankin, and others,
well known,
who support, for the most part, what the Republican Party is doing and designed to do currently. The platform of the Republican Party, you'd be, it's ridiculous to think that over 172 years, whatever the heck it is, that the platform has to change subtly over years.
Yeah,
it just is. It's the sign of the times.
What do they call it? The Overton window, I believe, where it's like basically like today's Republicans would be Democrats,
very true,
vice versa.
Very true.
I think it's called the Overton window.
When I first got in this game, I was, bringing the Republican Party back to its original so-called constitutional roots, and the way, and then I learned, well, guess what? That's not what the people want.
Mm-hmm.
The people vote differently, look at things differently, and so that we're a watered down Republican Party. Are we the Democrats? No, and that's part of my point.
Yeah,
I've learned to accept it, and like our candidates that we put up, I really do. I'm feeling good about it. But we have mostly negative Republican influencers, social media influencers out there. Some of them with several 100,000 viewers.
Yeah,
and it's a constant. I will never vote for Mike Rogers because I was in the military and I took a military oath, and that'd be against my oath.
Yeah,
to vote for Mike Rogers. Upset that Perry Johnson didn't win the nomination, Republican nomination for governor. Put up their own candidates, suggesting that we need to pick this particular person. Matter of fact, it's that Sonberg person that was kicked out of the convention.
Mm-hmm.
They call him the Liberty end of the Republican Party. That you should pick him for lieutenant governor to bring in the crossover vote, libertarians, liberty-minded voters, and I get that. I understand that. I think there's something there. You got to remember, libertarians, their choice is Anthony Hudson.
Yeah.
So you might be able to, if you had a little bit more liberty-minded ticket, you would be able to attract some of them. But the thing is Jada Boyer is pretty liberty-minded.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think all the Republican candidates are pretty liberty-minded. I mean, that's
right. What's
strange.
the definition or what degree of liberty-minded is we're at? Honestly, and people used to hate it. And God, I hate it right now. The Democrats are using this term. They want to be the big tent party. Back in 24, when I would have opposition of different types of Republicans wanted to be in the Jackson Republican Party, and I'd have opposition. That person's a rhino. This person's that. And I'm like, no, that person's just a different type of Republican.
Yeah. Well, I think rhino is one of those words that it's like people use trauma. Like it's so used, and it's used incorrectly.
Oh,
I just looked up the definition of liberty, and the first definition: the condition of being free from confinement, servitude, or forced labor. Well, I don't think any Republicans are all about being forced into labor. And
the last one, what's the first two again?
Confinement and servitude. Free of confinement.
So I guess some people's thought process of servitude might be different. I don't. In my role, I don't feel that I'm bend the knee and kiss the ring.
Okay. Well, I guess maybe this is what the second definition kind of fits better on, I think, what those people are. It's the condition of being free from oppressive restriction or control by a government or other power.
Political parties have manipulated government control to a certain degree.
I mean, technically speaking,
I think we're at the point where you got to figure out.
The parties are the government.
No, they're not.
I mean,
members of the party become members of the government.
Yeah, that's okay. That's a good way to put it. There you go. There you go.
I don't know. There's a particular influence out there, and I know her, and she's good people. But as I watch some of her videos, which I can't watch them all, I can't help but think, people claim that she's a libertarian and she'll holler and scream that she is not, that she's just a liberty-minded Republican.
Word salad.
But to me, all you are is trying to bring your libertarian views to the Republican Party to manipulate the Republican Party to be more like the libertarians.
Fair.
If you want to be a libertarian, be a libertarian.
Yeah. But and then that creates.
Then you're in the party that never wins.
Yeah, that people like that create divide. All of a sudden, you might lose some Republican votes because those people won't vote for Mike Rogers. They won't vote for him.
Well, the Mark Rogers, I struggle with his name. Abdul, what's his name?
Abdul C. Jabbar.
That guy.
Or something. Jafar, I don't know.
Come on, every vote that you skip to not give to Mike Rogers, we risk giving it to that guy.
Yeah, and he's not.
It's not good.
Any interview I've ever seen of him, now most of the interviews I've seen are.
And when you're an influencer with a couple 100,000 followers, that's worrisome.
Well, it takes people that aren't in it, that don't know, and they go, well, I just like this person, and this person wants me to do this. That's what an influencer does. And that's where it can be dangerous.
You have to question that type of person's following. Mm-hmm. So I'm a follower. I think you're a follower.
I am.
Does that necessarily agree with everything that person says? So how many of them are just people to keep track of that person or haters or whatever? And how many are true to what that person's saying?
Exactly. Well, it's not even those people. The people that I would be worried about are the people that are just, oh, I've heard this name. So they follow her. And then they're like, I don't know who to vote for. And they go to the ballot and they're like, oh, I remember her not liking this guy.
That's influential. She is. It's significant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
it's significant.
It's the uneducated, like swing vote type voters that those are the ones that are following her that will vote against whatever she says.
Yeah. Boy, I know a lot of them like that too. That agree with her link, hook, line, and sinker. That does make you wonder. So I also too, with my very little knowledge of social media influencing that you are aware of more than I am, that we've talked about. Is there a possibility? So sometimes she'll jump on 3, 4, 5 times a day. With topics that are worth listening to, whether you agree with them or not.
Right.
But then again, that's part of of keeping her relevant in social media.
Exactly. Keeping her in the algorithm, keeping her on your feed.
Right.
Things like that.
Don't forget that she knows how to manipulate
that's
social media.
That's what influencers
that's right.
Oh, first of all, before I get there, Third Rail Politics, I call him TRP. He says, I think after Trump's broken promises, the liberty-minded are done with the Republicans. I think that's true, but untrue. It sounds like they're trying to influence the Republicans more.
No, they're trying to
influence the Republicans to see their side, is what I'm saying. Not that
right.
Yeah, not that they're done with the Republicans.
That particular person hasn't been successful at getting her version of a liberty-minded candidate to be on the ticket for lieutenant governor or at one point as governor. And so since you haven't gotten what you were asking with your influence, so now you're trying to convince Republicans not to vote for Mike. She's never wavered on Mike Rogers.
Yeah.
From day one, she is not.
Well, because that's what they have to do. This, like I said, the swing voters are going to do whatever she said. Then there's the people who will already do whatever she says. But the people that are hardcore Republicans that are like, that's the people she has to sway. To see her way, she has to influence them.
Will this race between Mike Rogers and this Democratic Socialist / Communist, will it be that close? Can she affect 0.5%, 1/4% to
I think,
or even 1% or any, between that influencer and other influencers out there, like in 24.
I'm sure there's
like in
a lot
24.
more.
Mike Rogers lost.
Mike Rogers.
And it wasn't always because of the influencers, Kevin. Mike Rogers sucked in 24.
Yeah. Well, and that was a
different candidate.
That was a very close race, too.
It was. But the influencers had some to do with that. The Shane
Trails
absolutely.
Of the world.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely, they do. People take social media as law in their head sometimes.
Right.
That's
so
the problem.
and so you got to ask your question: how dangerous of a game that are we playing here? And what you're going to do is give it to Democratic Socialists in the U.S. Senate again, and we don't. Be careful, we're going to screw around and give it to Jocelyn Benson.
Yeah.
Mike Rogers is the top of the ticket.
Yeah. TRP just put up a good point, actually, and it really sums it up. He said, we've always tried to influence the Republicans in the sense of candidates like Ron Paul and Thomas Massey.
Yeah.
But we're done with Republicans outside of those libertarians running as Republicans. That's exactly what we're talking about.
We have them, and you look at Anthony Hudson.
Mm-hmm.
He ran on as a Republican in the primary before he realized he couldn't get the signatures.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden now I'm a libertarian, and now he's the Libertarians nominee.
Yeah.
The influencer that we're talking about hates Anthony Hudson.
Well, that's one of the only things I've
here's where part of the concern is, and I don't demand it or ring the bell as loud as others that I've talked to. This particular influence is a Republican precinct delegate, sits on like one of the district's executive committee.
I've seen her at every event I've been to.
And at what point is that person does not represent the party? And what do you do about it, if anything? But let's go back to the big tent that I was trying to go to.
Yeah.
It takes all kinds. It takes her. Back in 24, before the Democrats started using it, just this last couple of weeks, the big tent.
Yeah, I hadn't heard it from the Democrats.
I would tell my members, I'm like, guys, we'd have to be a big tent party.
Yeah,
we're going to lose. It's a numbers game.
Yeah, it really is.
It's a numbers
game.
And
we've said it a million times.
We can't be cookie cutter Republicans.
Yeah,
we will lose. It's a numbers game.
And we said it a million times that Democrats are insanely good at networking. They can, and it's the influencers. They get crowds. They pull numbers.
Something that they keep claiming that the Democratic Party is losing is the black voter.
Oh yeah, well, that was huge with Trump getting elected.
And it's grown.
And the migrant, and like the migrant.
One thing about voting black Democrats, the ones that vote, they are family Christian oriented, and they hate commies.
Yeah, they're liberty minded.
So they're coming out of that big tent, and many of them don't like the LGBTQ2 XYZ
Wi-Fi people.
They lump that group in with this group, and there's just a difference there, and so the percentage is what I've been seeing is even greater than in 24 of the black voter coming over to common sense of the Republican Party. I hope that's the case.
Yeah. Well, I think it's coming down to education, and
we did pick a black man for our candidate for governor. Although it's funny, I don't even recognize he's a black man when he.
Yeah, no. When you said it, I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
He's whiter than Wayne Brady.
Yeah, well,
but
that's pretty tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it comes down to education, and I think I've ran into it. A lot of black people don't know that the Republican Party freed the slaves.
So Chris Baird went down this rabbit hole. He's got some family members that are black, and people he grew up with, and he's ran into him the last year or so.
Yeah.
And he gets talking to him. They're like,
"Yeah, what are you talking
about?"
I knew it, but
Juneteenth was a good one for that too. Him and Karine and some others were down to Juneteenth, and they were blowing people's minds.
I was going to do a man on the street that day. I don't know what happened. I just got lazy probably, and do the same thing. Just be like, so do you know this? And most hell, the KKK was founded by Democrats.
Right, and right now the Democrat governor pick for Michigan, Jocelyn Benson, sat on the whatever, I forget the name of the board, but anyways, the board now they're finding out secretly funneled money to KKK groups over the last couple of years.
The Southern Poverty Law Center.
Yeah.
Well, why wouldn't they? To funnel,
to create a narrative.
Exactly. It was probably going away, and so they're like, we got to funnel money into them. Like, KKK, Hell's Angels members, things like that. A lot of hate groups that were on the list from the SPLC as hate groups,
and they're going away, so we don't need them to go away, or we won't have a group. And now, of course,
so much money.
Her campaign team claims that her position on that board was purely ceremonial bullshit. You were on the freaking board, you knew.
Yeah.
And
even if you didn't actively participate, you knew.
Yeah, or you should have.
Yeah, if you didn't know, then you're a terrible board member.
That I'll tell you what, that comes up a lot in situations. Either you were part of it, or
you're complacent,
or you're very complacent and not doing your job.
There's no way you didn't know. It's you know.
Anyways, I respect those types of influencers. I get it. I just ask listeners or people out there to be very, very, very careful this November when you vote.
Yep.
And realize what the risks are. The risks are
Jafar or whatever from Aladdin
to being our U.S. Senator.
Yeah.
And I've been critical and caught some heat over being critical of Mike Rogers in the past.
I think it's healthy to be. I mean, you can support somebody and not agree with everything.
Also, too, him as a campaign in 24, he probably had to change. If it's legitimate, I don't know, but he is a better candidate.
Yeah, from what I've gathered,
he'll work the room now.
Yeah, from what I've talked to him.
He's a friendlier person to approach. He got humbled.
Yeah, you had
with losing that last race.
That was a big one. That was a big one.
And even if your team says, "Hey, you got to do this," or else. That's very difficult to learn and to do it and to be genuine. The last 2 times I've seen him, his interaction with people, either he's really, really good at doing that or it was genuine. He has been humbled. Then again, he is a former FBI agent.
He probably a campaign manager gave him some coaching.
Went to some classes.
I mean, really, but the thing is, you can't fake that genuineness. And if you feel it, that means that he probably didn't know how to approach it, but now he does, and that's where the genuineness comes from.
John James needs to work on that. He really does. And then I can talk about in a personal setting, and I'm not running for governor or U.S. Senate.
Not yet.
But we talk about anxiety and things like that. And I would say, no, I don't suffer from anxiety like yourself or other people's do.
Right.
But who doesn't? Believe it or not, most people don't believe this. Before I walk into an event in a large room, I feel a certain level of anxiety.
Yeah, we talked about that with the events we've been doing where I'm nervous, and then when the green light's on, I'm ready to roll.
Well, that's the thing. I do perform well in a crowd of people.
Yeah.
If it's people I'm familiar with, I can work the room.
Yeah.
But who isn't a little bit, okay, what am I walking into?
Right.
How do I prepare for this? But I've noticed once you dig in and start doing it, it gets simpler and simpler to do
we talked about it's weird because I always talk about it's like stage fright almost, but it's almost a high.
It is.
It's an adrenaline rush.
Public speaking is very much a high. I am very nervous before public speaking at a county commission meeting, city council, township board meeting back when I used to do public comment.
Yeah.
I don't do public comment at township board meetings anymore. I'm on the board. And I'm never feel any discomfort as a board member.
No. Well, but you're kind of
I feel that
power.
And I just ran into James Asher at the convention. By the way, just a quick funny story.
Yeah.
He was with his mom. 40-some-year-old blonde lady, peeling, whatever. And I walk up, and for whatever reason, I thought it was somebody else.
Oh,
and
no!
And I rubbed their back. Hey, how are you? James was like, "That's my mom."
You're like, "Oh shit!"
I had to apologize. So I didn't mean to fill you up.
That's a big part of anxiety too.
But I told his mother, and I nominated James Asher at the convention when he ran for youth chair. He lost, but he was nominated him. And I've done a ton of public speaking.
Yeah.
But there's 3,000 people up there, and I was backstage, and I had sweaty palms, sweaty. But you're right. As soon as you get up there, showtime. And
you got to deliver.
It's like an adrenaline that you want to do again.
Honestly, my anxiety once it's showtime is that I'm going to fuck it up.
Yeah, I know.
And so at that point, it's like you got to do it, and you got to do it right. At least get the message across. I mean, I've spoke at way more township board meetings in the last year than I ever have I've never before in my life. Now I've got a few under my belt.
If you know the topic really well, something about that setting is difficult. I don't know why. Why would I ever be uncomfortable talking in front of the Leone Township Board in the past? I know every single one of them. Well, I know where they live.
I think maybe that has something to do with you're trying to get something done, and you don't know if they're going to receive it well.
It's an important topic, and you don't want.
It's important to you,
conveying the message.
Absolutely,
what you're getting at too. But that was very. My point to James Asher and nominating him is I can't wait to do that again for someone. I would do it again. As nerve-wracking as it is, the high that you get of going out there and doing it and doing that performance, you can't wait again. It's just like when I went, I was telling Rick, I met Rick for lunch. He was donating to a candidate, and I went kayaking with Nathan from
Prisoner
Painter podcast. I went kayaking down the Grand River with him, and this is a great way to put it. I'd do it again, but I'm not in a hurry to do it again.
Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect way to put it. It's I mean, I don't know. I've always performed in everything. It was just like I enjoy it, but anxiety is a thing. And I can only imagine running for a seat like governor or Senate. I mean,
and you walk into a room and everybody wants a picture with you, and everybody wants to shake your hand, and everybody wants to talk to you. I watched Doug Lloyd. Remember in the beginning?
Yeah,
Doug Lloyd can work a room.
Yeah. Well, remember what I told you too about him is that he almost needs a second to get his motor warm. Yeah, and then he's gold.
Yeah. And then Anthony Ferlini loves to work a room.
Yeah,
he's one of them guys. Hey,
he's a shaking hands, kissing babies guy.
Doug Lloyd, man, is really good at it now. Compared to, I seen him up in Newaygo County for the first time when he first announced. Kevin Kiefsky was there, and that was not the same Doug Lloyd. He has gotten so good at
he did something here. I think it was a candidate forum we had, maybe, and I didn't think he spoke super well.
That was early on
until the end. Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, people, be careful of the influencers out there, negative and positive.
Yeah.
Don't believe everything Garrett Sedano's telling you either.
Don't take social media as law. Look into it. Read about it. Educate yourself. And everybody asks, well, where do you educate yourself? Man, that is a hard one to do. I get news source from in the morning from Fox News, but then later in the day, I like the Midwesterner when it comes to Michigan politics. I have a whole list of them that kind of brings it all together in my mind for me. In the knowledge I have more knowledge than a lot of people. True.
So that's how I educate myself.
You want as many sources. That's how I do it. As many sources as possible, and then I sit back and form my own decision.
I jumped on WKHM this morning.
Yeah.
I happened to have it on coming back from the doctor's office, and the topic was data centers. And they had a good balanced conversation and some data about it. Of course, it's open to callers, and I called and talked to Steve Boyle for a minute on the topic, and which is next on the list here.
Yeah, actually, before we move on from influencers, did you see John Wilson's video? The drop the ball.
By the way, John Wilson's embraced AI?
I think he's got somebody.
Well, it's not him.
Because that actually was a really good video.
Oh, I love it.
And I've recently started using AI for videos. I'm working on a music video. It's tough to...
So, you
get like 30-second clips,
it
maybe.
was funny in the beginning. I'd seen the video pop up a few times. I didn't watch it.
I did the same thing.
And then I finally watched it. In the first part of the video is Dan Mahoney. That's the chunky black guy.
Yeah, and he's like,
and he drops the ball.
that was the.
That's part of that.
Yeah, John Wilson passed the ball to himself like 4 times.
Yeah,
it was a good video. But when we were talking about influencers, because he was not an AI guy.
Whoever is creating his AI videos for him, it is not anybody that I'm aware of. So whoever it is out there, good job. Maybe John learned how to do it himself, but I'm seriously.
I mean, it's possible. It's really and truly, once you wrap your mind around it, it's not that hard. You just have to know the words.
Somebody more than likely made that and sent it to him. Hey, what do you think of this, John? And John ran with it, more than likely.
I used 2 AI.
By the way, there's like 4,000 views on that.
Yeah, no, it blew up pretty good.
Yeah.
I use 2 AIs to create things. Like if I'm, especially music, I use Gemini to write the prompt for the music AI because there's words that you would never think of using. Right. And they're so black and white by the letter. You have to do it. It's almost impossible.
Yeah, check out John Wilson's Facebook page. Anybody in Jackson County, City of Jackson, and watch that video. Don't do like me and Kevin and go buy it 3 or 4 times.
I did.
I finally said, "Well, what is this?" I had time, and I'm like, "Oh my god!"
What caught my eye was it was just sitting on my computer, and I looked up and it was playing, and I looked, and it was just Dan Mahoney.
Don't drop the ball.
It was a good video.
Of course, John, whatever John's age is, mid-60s.
Yeah, he's got to be
half court.
Yeah, swish it. Yeah. No, and like he had all of his fingers, and they all look normal. That's one of the wins in AI world.
Maybe because I follow Derek Dobies on Facebook. I don't follow his campaign page. No. I don't know what the Team Dobies is out doing. John's all over it. Now, he said he's going to scale back on social media. He needs to be out knocking doors.
He has, though.
And he has. He's not arguing with people.
Yeah.
He's not spending time arguing.
He's been more concise on social media is the way
I think so. Over the years, I've learned with John, he's smarter than what people think. Yeah. And I think John knew exactly what he was doing in the primary.
Everybody was talking about him.
There's no way around it.
Yep. No publicity is bad publicity.
And so he knows how to shift gears. He's won quite a few primaries. He can't win a general. I feel better about this general than
I do too.
I have in the past.
I felt better about the primary than I had in the past.
I was nervous about it. And then Shalonda Hunt came relatively close, and that was my prediction. Those would be the top 3, and I was worried between John and Shalonda.
It was still a couple hundred votes,
but right.
Yeah. But in the Dobies, unfortunately,
and I ran away. That's the gap you got to look at. The numbers Dobies got compared to John Wilson, and John knows he needs to close that gap. But the good messages. Have you been? I don't care what City of Jackson resident you are, under several years of Derek Dobies being a city council person, then mayor for a couple of terms, and then handing it to his buddy Dan Mahoney. Are you better off? Absolutely not. No. You are not.
And I saw
the roads are worse. Everything's worse.
I saw posts
crime
about
is
that.
worse.
Yeah, and that's what John's going to get that portion of the vote. I think it's important.
I think John will be a great mayor, but you have no other choice. You might as well give something else a try.
Yeah, I mean, what do you got to lose?
You have nothing to lose.
That I think, like you said, I think John would be a great mayor.
He's very smart and he's educated.
Yeah, and he's able to see both sides of. I mean, I've done enough shows with him.
He is better at that than what people give him credit for.
Yeah, he's very logic minded. Where it's like, okay, well, this might be my my party stance, if you will, but that doesn't make sense. He's like we always joke about. You need the engineers, but then you need a normal guy going. That's not gonna work. John is that guy. Actually,
I helped him with a donor, and then when I met him, he was going to meet another donor, and I'm not going to say the name, but it's a pretty well known name. So he's got some significant donors rolling in for him, and he said he needs it. He needs
money.
Money
wins.
He wants to buy some ads and stuff.
Money wins elections. We know that, whether we like it or not.
You and I both know, and I hope maybe someone close to John knows this. So he likes his radio ads, WKHM and all that.
Yeah.
He does need to invest in some digital to where you can't, every time you open your news feed, whatever platform you're on, you see a John Wilson ad, because those do work. And
And Facebook ads are cheap. You can put a budget in, and it'll stop running at your budget.
John hasn't approached me or anybody within the Jackson GOP to help him with that, although we probably would. Or you?
He's never approached me, which I figured he would.
He's got a direct access to you.
Yeah, I mean, me and him did 15 shows.
He has done no shows since the campaign. There must be a strategy in his mind.
Yeah, you know what? And good for him. I mean, I'd rather him win the mayorship than continue to
he did jump on a hit on Under the Oaks podcast.
He did. You know, he did do that.
And
he was on Prisoner Painter.
Oh yeah, he did. But boy, Nathan did all the candidates for mayor.
Yep.
He did every
Nathan's very even till
he's not afraid to ask.
No, he's not.
He is not afraid.
That's why he got interviewed at JTV, things like that. You know, and I think I'm like, oh well, I could probably, but I've never asked.
He just has to get rid of those lapel mics, huh?
Oh, he needs those wireless mics. It's the only.
He's got to get some microphones.
He needs to rethink his camera angles, but.
Now he told me he said in the show you were on with him that him and Katie are scaling back because of something significant maybe. And they're like, I have no idea what that is. I could call him and ask him. I'm sure he'd tell me. I just haven't had time to do so. I hope Nathan and Katie are fine. I hope it's something good.
As far as I know, they're doing pretty well. I mean, they're changing things, but for the good.
But what bothered me is I had Kathy Schmaltz agreeing to me that she would go on the show. And the minute she confirmed that she would, I hadn't contacted Nathan yet. Now he's announcing first he announced they're done doing candidates. And then he announced that they're going to scale back as a whole. And I'm like, oh, well, I got Kathy Schmaltz.
Yeah. Well, I talked to him at the end of the show and I'm like, because we talked about Doug Lloyd. Oh. Doug Lloyd would do it. Marcy.
Yeah.
Marcy would be a great one on this.
She should host her own show.
She should. Well, she does kind of.
Yeah.
For Women for Gun Rights.
Yeah.
But, we haven't done one of those in a while because, the last one I did, I was having all those issues with my sound. What do you know? And I had to scrap the whole episode.
Oh.
So I think probably the Women for Gun Rights are like, well, why are we going through this guy? And I don't blame them, but also Marcy understands.
Marcy's. Yeah, she gets it. This whole podcast gig is even when you have a professional studio like you have, Kevin, we're not like Channel 10 out of Lansing here.
Exactly.
We're still dealing with equipment, wires.
Yeah, I'm a one-man show. I've got a monitor. I still got to mount because I'm switching things around. And I don't have a dedicated sound engineer.
Right.
That would be nice.
Mixer board.
I don't know.
That's a mixer board, but it's not,
It's old. It's there's 5 new versions of this exact board already.
It's way better than the beginning of the Stick to the Plan podcast. That's for sure.
It's same equipment. I just didn't have to move it 100 times.
You upgraded your microphones and stuff.
Well, the microphone. Well, that's a big. Microphones are big on me.
Next topic. Be careful with your influencers out there.
Yeah,
I don't care what an influencer is. Just be careful of them.
Be careful of social media.
There you go. And be careful of this show.
Yeah, hell yeah. Don't listen to everything we have to say.
Leone Township data centers. We haven't talked about this.
Yeah, that's actually
Miss Leone Township, the township I'm elected to represent, is one of only, less than 50 communities that have a moratorium on data centers. It will expire, I think in September. We will have on our agenda to renew that moratorium for another 6 months.
Right.
Well, and I don't see any opposition to renewing that moratorium. Because our planning commission in a company that we're going to hire to help sort through this, and our attorney haven't came to the full board with this is our recommendation to where we would allow data centers.
Right. And I think moratoriums are smart because there is so little guaranteed information, 100%, that a moratorium just says, let's think about it.
So
it's a maybe. It's not a no. I've
said on this show 100 times, and people do not like to hear it. Municipalities cannot outright ban them.
Right.
Yes, we can do a moratorium for maybe a year, maybe a year and a half. But anything beyond that, you're open to liability here.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you're being exclusionary. So we can do another year here, but every municipality, if you're sitting on your hands and not trying to determine where you would allow data centers, you're opening yourself up to data centers just plopping into any heavy industrial zone that you have. And every community has some sort of heavy industrial.
Oh, absolutely.
So a moratorium is safe so us to look at everything. Here's my concern that people need. I think we're going to have a special meeting to educate people on this. Our attorneys,
no one's going to show up.
I know. Our attorney, our planning commission, and our board has said, go ahead and go this route with making the zoning designation light industrial.
Yeah.
I expressed concern in a unrelated special meeting last week, just in some conversation. When I look at the Leone Township zoning map and I look at existing light industrial sections, yes, the strategy here is light industrials are 5 acres, 10 acres, 7 acres, and they're not going to want to be appealing for a data center. But some of them are lumped together, a 5, a 7, a 10, a 15. And what's to stop the data center from buying them all, giving them enough space?
Exactly.
And then if you look at where our light industrial is, they're closer to our neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Okay. Where our heavy industrial, yes, there are homes around our heavy industrial. Kevin, you grew up near one of the biggest ones.
I know.
This former Clark Equipment.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's huge
people that live right near there. Yeah. But it's not heavily densely populated neighborhoods.
True.
And there's large swaths of heavy industrial property right there. And do we risk putting them in light industrial that'll affect more neighborhoods, or do we go to heavy? And yes, it'll affect a few people, but it doesn't affect big neighborhoods.
Right.
And I'm undecided, but that I don't like the risk.
Well, I immediately what I think, and is always a concern with every community I've noticed, is proximity to schools and kids, which I understand. I'm pretty sure that the K through, I think, kindergarten, first grade daycare, the Arnold School is right next to a light industrial. They share a fence line.
Whatever that company is.
Yeah. Whatever it is
right
now.
Across the street, everything behind these.
Oh, I was talking about.
But no, right next door.
Yeah.
But right across the street also. Behind the National Child Safety Council, that's all light industrial back there.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. And that's literally as close as you can get to the smallest of the children.
Do you prefer the designation there? Do you prefer it on farmland? I doubt it. Or do you prefer it where it's been designated to go, where heavy use is, where the say Clark Equipment building sits currently, and all the way up to the former General Products building at South and 127. That's where heavy industrial has always been.
What about the old junkyard?
That's all heavy along through there.
Is that
South
heavy?
Street?
That's next to, I don't know, a couple hundred trailers.
Get this. Let me get to that point, Kevin. So when they built Clark Equipment, which is not Clark Equipment anymore,
Airmaster
that's
fan.
A massive facility. It sits on 70 acres of its own. They own another 70 out back. It's a massive building, and they used to make Clark forklifts there.
Yes.
Okay. They built that shop there, and other things popped up around it over the years.
Yeah.
But, people decided to build them homes on Harshbarger.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Those are all
decided to build them homes on Fallahy Road.
Yeah.
They decided to build that high school where the high school is.
Yeah.
Near heavy industrial.
Yeah.
They decided to do that when Clark Equipment was pumping out big black smoke.
Oh yeah, no regulations, pretty much.
Right. So that is a concern, though. Let's say we go with heavy, and the most appealing spot would be that property along Fallahy Road. It is kind of close to a high school.
Yeah,
but that's where they built the high school, and that's why they built that high school there years ago.
Yeah,
that's why they built homes. I live nearby.
Yeah, I can go to work.
But there's not big neighborhoods. You know the neighborhoods more than I do. You grew up in those neighborhoods.
Yeah, I mean, there's the only neighborhood.
You got a street.
There's Harshbarger, but there's the one behind the American Legion.
Well, and you get up towards Flansburgh Road, there's those little dead end streets where there's homes back in there.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
In on Fallahee.
But those were all built post Clark Equipment.
They sure were. And they built them knowing that all that property is zoned heavy industrial.
Yeah.
And then, yes, there's new owners there, but I've said it 1,000 times. When you bought your dream home, because this is a quiet neighborhood, what's around it? Did you check the zoning designation?
And I guarantee you they didn't.
No, they didn't.
Nope. And
I feel sorry for them. I get it.
Yeah. Any developer is going to not give a crap. They're just going to be like, we build houses, and then you move into houses.
I will tell you this, though. Developers also, because I've got one up my ass right now, and it isn't data center related. It's the interstate capital people that we're going to build that on the golf course.
Oh, yes.
They've called me before, and they tell you all those why you should and on and on. I don't disagree. But when you hang up the phone, I go, you know what? Those developers could give her one rat's ass about me either. They don't care if I end up getting recalled. They don't care if I end up getting reelected. They don't care that if I represent the people.
They don't care if you get cancer.
They just want your yes vote.
Yeah,
they do not care. They don't care if you die.
No, and actually that brings up a good point. That I'm curious in your opinion on. You talk about the moratoriums, and it opens you for liability. I don't think that a lot of municipalities, especially the people in the municipalities, realize that these data center companies will outspend you. I don't care how rich your community is; they will outspend you.
$1 trillion companies.
Yeah.
Okay. If they sue your community for billions, whatever, I don't know, the whole community is on the hook to pay.
Everyone's got to pay the taxes on it.
You're going to have to pay. So do you allow them to a certain degree to where you can possibly manage them and collect the tax base to enhance your community? Or do you say no, risk litigation, and then on the hook for whatever they sue you for, because you will have violated the law and they will win in court if you are exclusionary in your zoning designation.
Exactly. And I mean, I've spoken on the topic in front of a board and twice now, and both times as long as we set up the regulations and hold them to that,
right? Keep their feet right to the fire.
The sound, the site, plate, the lights, everything,
decommission,
the water,
the amount of water you're going to use.
As long as you hold them to that,
where are you going to get your energy? Although I look at the energy end of this. Yes, it's a concern, but all right. Water I'm elected to concern myself with water usage and noise pollution and light pollution and the decommission. I'm obligated to concern myself with that. But power, that's like if you say, hey, I'm going to open a seafood market right here. I'm not going to worry about where you get your product.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? The energy, it's up to them to worry about where they get their energy.
And there's a law that says that.
Right. Whether they get it from consumers' energy, they produce their own or whatever, that's up to them. Now, I do concern myself, and this isn't my job to fight, is consumers jacking our rates up to, say they can't.
That's what doesn't make sense to me.
But that's not my concern. Water consumption is something I should worry about.
Because there's X amount of power being distributed. If someone comes in, why would that make your rates go up? They would take a slice of the pie,
Kevin. They've got us. Consumers has a good selling point, and the data centers do. And a selling point is a selling point. But there's some truth to it. I've learned this being on a township board. The more people we get hooked to our sewer, the less rates will go down.
That's what I'm saying.
We have to maintain our sewer plant at 100%, whether we're hooked 100% or not, and we're not. So the more people we can get hooked to it, potentially our sewer rates will go down.
Right.
The same thing with the energy companies. The more people, things, industry they can get to hook to their grid, potentially will bring our rates down.
I just thought of something. Unlike the sewer, though, you're not responsible for maintaining the energy company. That's the energy company.
That's their problem.
I just saw that. Like, I don't understand why energy's even maybe the production of energy.
I know as an elected official, to me, where you get your product, isn't my concern.
Yeah. And the thing is also,
now if the product's water, I guess that's concern.
Well, water, but the things also is neighboring communities. You're all on the same grid.
By the way, if one came into Grass Lake Township,
Leone
Township would benefit
Summit Township's got a lot of
industrial. More hooked up.
And Summit Township.
I don't know. It's very tough. I do know. I think 6 more months is fine. I was talking to the administrator the other day after we approved this moratorium. Maybe the next month or so, we're going to have a special meeting and try to promote the shit out of it, get people in the room and have big maps of where our heavy industrial is, where our light industrial is. So I struggle on the computer, put it in to what it really looks like. So big maps where, okay, these are where the light are. Do we want them there or do we want them over here in the heavy? Where should we be? I really think our board will go with the light industrial to do our best to keep them away, but doesn't mean they will.
Well, but the thing is so they have to be in a light industrial. They can't. No. They can be in a heavy industrial still, right?
So without the moratorium, without a zoning designation, they're already allowed in heavy. But since we can decide the zoning designation, we can decide heavy. We can where they're currently allowed,
right?
Or we can decide light. We can consider your grandma's backyard.
Yeah.
We can consider farmland. We can set the zoning designation wherever we want.
I guess my question is,
we're not going to take grandma's backyard.
So let's say you go light industrial. So does that mean they can't go into a heavy industrial area?
Right.
Okay, so it doesn't exclude the heavy industrial. It actually gives them more choices.
Once we designate light, they can't go to heavy.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Right.
Okay. So they can't go. They can't.
We have designated light. That's the only place that you're designated to go.
They can't. So they can't go to the heavy, which sounds silly to me.
Good question.
Because why? It's like, why wouldn't you want them? I understand you're trying to limit the options they have, but
at my glance of light industrial in our township, there are several 5, 6, 7, 10, 15 acre lots, but they're all right next to each other. What's to stop them from buying all them lots and then putting them in? And then we risk them being near more residential.
Yeah, next door to a school.
Right across the street from Arnold Elementary.
Yeah.
Or just neighborhoods in general, Now, you have a good point. Where our heavy industrial is, a big trailer park is. They built that trailer park right in the middle of heavy industrial.
Yeah, I forget that giant facility that no one ever uses right by the highway.
That used to be General Products, and back before you were you're probably a little kid, that was a major manufacturing facility with 3 shifts and 300 a shift, people in and out of it, and black smoke. And they decided to build that trailer park right next to that, probably because many of them worked there.
Yeah, absolutely. Proximity to where you were. That's why they live there.
Right. But there's bigger trailer parks, but it is a big trailer park. There are a few hundred trailers when you think.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah, it is right in the heart of heavy industrial.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that other side.
Matter of fact, when I get home today, I'm going to look to see what the zoning designation is for the trailer park. They probably changed it years ago to make that residential.
Yeah, but just that acreage,
that right there, because right next to it, not only do you have that shop that somebody's doing something out of it, it isn't used like it used to be, but on the other side is a marijuana grow facility, and all marijuana grow facilities are in heavy industrial.
And all that land, I remember them advertising it when it was for sale as green area or a green
so
zone.
I think Garber's bought the old junkyard that was supposed.
I see that at Millie's trucks are there now.
I think he just bought old trailers.
Oh, okay.
I think to probably lease them out for storage trailers. They look like they're not in the greatest shape, but I noticed that too. So they were trying to market that as a weed zone and try to sell it to some weed guys, and they never took the bait.
Yeah.
And I see that Garber's has a ton of trucks there, so Garber's, I guess, might have bought that, moved in. I'm gonna be busy tonight checking that whole area.
Yeah.
What's going on over there?
I was just I'm just gonna say it. I was finished typing it. TRP said you have to build out infrastructure to support the extra power draw on the grid, and God forbid the data centers leave, then the community stuck footing the bill for the extra utility costs. No, in the state of Michigan, the data center has to pay all of that,
all
the infrastructure, and then from then you just have the ability to.
They are responsible to enhance and provide somehow through a supplier or on their own energy. And Trump's trying to make that a law across federal law.
Now, TRP's in Florida,
but
that's a big deal.
It's hard to believe that bullshit though, because our energy rates keep going up and up and up, and you can't help but think, well, that's the reason why.
Yeah, Familiar Human even said that. Not one time in my entire life has the kilowatt per hour gone down, and that's true.
That's true.
But I responded with saying, I've never had a massive consumer move into my community. Not a mass, like a data center,
right? Mass.
Yeah, I mean,
Florida's got quite a few data centers. That Republican controlled legislature down there loves the income.
Yeah.
So they have a lot more now. I think I heard somewhere Michigan has 20 of them in the.
Now. we have a ton.
Well, we already have quite a few, but there's plenty planned also. And then I have not been by the Saline.
I haven't either. We should take a trip over there.
Todd
I would
went
to see
by
it
the other day. He says, Russ, unbelievable.
Yeah.
That is a massive amount of land. And they've got buildings up already and everything. He says, you shit when you drive by there.
Yeah, because they're building that. That's existing.
That is full steam ahead.
Yeah.
There's no stopping.
Yeah, there's pushback, but it doesn't matter.
That will be the largest data center in Michigan.
Yeah, for now.
Right. It's massive. Now, well, they went and they threw it on farmland.
Yeah. Well, if you designated that it's allowed, then
I guess I don't know what they did. Thanks God for Saline that put all this on a radar for communities like ours to say, "Oh, we better figure out how we're going to deal with this."
I think Leone did it right in the moratorium, as opposed to just we're familiar with communities that kind of got caught with their pants down about it.
Kevin, I will say this about Leone Township. It's been a hot mess over the years. You know it. I know it. Everybody in that township knows it. It has turned a corner. We function very well. And they try like hell not to get me elected on that board. I work with them well. They hear me out. I hear them out. We come to a conclusion of how to proceed. I hand it to them. But a lot of that has to do with our very expensive township administrator. He has brought a lot of professionalism to the township.
You get what you pay for.
I get calls all the time. Ross, you need to get rid of him. He's this, he's that. Well, he might be. Guess what, though? Until he come on board, things were sketchy out there.
Yeah.
There is a level of, and he's also our building and our zoning administrator and all that.
All that's clumped together. That's I think that's important.
No, you just hired some people that then have to learn how to do it. Where this guy is a professional, and if he isn't trained in it, he's going to get trained in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Saline, about I just looked it up. 250 acres, but a total of 575. But this is what blew my mind, totaling 1.6 million square feet of data hall space and up to 2.2 million square feet. Holy poop.
I think the Mackey plant is 1 million square foot. So
I was trying to think.
Yeah, you go out there to Parma. That's a big facility. So you take the Mackey and times it by 2, right? Double the size.
I'm double checking that, but because I'm trying to think of something that I would know.
We were driving somewhere, you and I'm like, you see a building, and it says Joe Schmo's Manufacturing on it. Why doesn't the data centers just put Joe Schmo's Manufacturing on there and do data center in there?
Oh, wait, that's in Detroit. That's not the one I'm looking at. Mackey, Mackee, right?
Maci.
C-I. I knew it was something like, oh, yeah, right. Maci.
Yeah.
Plant.
And then you probably have a 500,000 square foot footprint with TAC. We've got some major manufacturing here in Jackson.
Yeah, it doesn't like to come up, but I did see that one of the Detroit plants is like 2.2 million.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so I mean,
you
put them there, and guess what? There's houses all around those.
Oh, there is. You go down river where there's River Rouge area where it's nothing but super duper heavy industrial, and people still live there, but they chose to live there, and their children might have missing limbs and stuff like that.
Yeah, whatever. An extra eye.
I've never been a fan of downriver.
Here we go. Found it. All right. It's like 1.1 million square feet.
So Mac is 1 million square feet.
104 acres. So yeah, double.
Oh my God. See, that exists. Now, the difference, I'm sure they consume a ton of water. They consume a ton of electricity. Yeah. But you know what, where people get a little bit at ease with something that big? They employ a few hundred people.
Yeah, that's usually the big permanently. They used to be good jobs.
So you're willing to trade people working for massive water use and massive energy use. I get it. Maybe that's the trade-off, that where these data centers just don't employ that amount of people.
But it doesn't matter whether they're employing people or not. The same issues arise, and they are affecting the same people.
That's what was talked about in WKHN this morning.
They employ over 1,000 people, by the way.
See, that changes the game. We'll sell our soul to employ 1,000 people. I get why. Here's the difference. If they employ 300, 500, 1,000 people, that's a strain on the infrastructure. The roads, the bridges, everything going to that. You go out that way, there's traffic lights now out there and everything else.
Oh, yeah, crazy. You'll still sit.
Right. So, yes, you like to employ people, but then there's a consequence to that also, where a data center, once it's built, the construction mess would be a nightmare for 3 to 5 years. But once it's built, it's low impact on your community.
Very,
so
very
they
low.
Claim.
Low impact, high tax revenue.
Low impact.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how it would be. I don't know how they claim it, but I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be, low impact, because they're not shipping anything.
They're not shipping. No employees coming in, no shipping, no receiving. You know what kind of shipping and receiving the Mackey plant probably has?
Yeah.
Trucks in and out all the time.
I guess the question is if data centers employed 500 people, would people be okay with it?
Well, I asked you that, Kevin, and bottom line is bottom line, even when you're $1 trillion company. But to me, that's a drop in the bucket. Say, what, we only need to employ 60, but we'll employ 200.
Yeah, but I
don't know, got them painting.
I guess it goes back to my point that it doesn't matter if they employ one person or 1,000 people. The impact of the worry, the water, the power that is still happening. You can have 1,000 people. But now you're getting more strain, actually.
Further strain. You're going to use more water. You're going to use more power.
This is why I was so wishy-washy.
In and out of the infrastructure, your roads, your bridges, and everything else. That's what we're all up against, guys.
We just bulldoze the
Leone, unlike other communities, is appealing to data centers because we have a massive high tension utility line running right through the middle of the township in a massive substation that powers not only the city of Jackson and Blackman, but it's there. So that's appealing stuff.
Yeah.
So I hate to say it, citizens, we have to come up with a zoning designation. That does not mean they might not.
I still think it's inevitable.
They're already knocking on the door.
It's inevitable. And luckily, like Leone, they didn't get caught with their pants down. You guys made the move. You made the move. We know townships and communities
not to brag,
got caught with
and
their pants
I'm sure others would probably say I'm full of shit. They probably wouldn't have started talking about it before I brought it up and started talking about it.
Probably.
And I brought up Saline, what was happening in Saline. I said, guys, we need to keep our ball on the radar. Next thing you know, our attorneys and stuff are like, guys, we need to address this. And let me tell you, that board's been serious about addressing this the best that we can.
Yeah, and then I think the moratorium is your only tool.
A temporary tool.
Yeah, it's the only tool.
If you didn't do the moratorium and they say, hey, we want to build a data center on the old Clark Equipment build property, there's nothing we could have done to stop it.
And if you did, they would sue you into oblivion.
That's right.
Familiar Human even mentioned in the chat, I talked about the massive automotive in Detroit. Those actually would be great places because actually it would clean the city up.
Well, that's the big talk John James is talking about, or Jay DeBoyer. We have to figure out a way for them to go like the former Flint GM plant.
Yeah.
It's massive.
Yeah,
it needs to go there.
And I think Flint could probably use
Detroit has them. Jackson has them. These brownfields are properties that
Clark Equipment, like we talked about, it's largely empty, and that's 140 acres. You say
Clark Equipment has like 5 or 6 tenants in it.
Yeah, they got like a Frito-Lay, Airmaster fan.
And Gordon,
I don't know if Airmaster.
Gordon Food Service stores dry goods there.
That's good. It's a good place.
Double trailers in and out of there all night long.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
There's no sign that says Gordon Food Service.
It's a good place where you're right by the highway.
It is.
Perfect. It's a great place for
that.
Look at the Frito-Lay guys.
Impact Dayton Freight has on Valley Road, Page Ave, and 127. Dayton Freight. You know what I'm talking about? Right there on Valley Road. It's a trucking company on Valley.
Yeah.
Road.
Oh yeah. No, I'm very familiar.
Trucks are in and out of it day in and day out.
Yeah.
And yes, they pay their property taxes, but the majority of the damage to Valley Road over the years is from companies like Dayton Freight. I'm not saying Dayton Freight don't belong there.
No, it's been there forever.
But that's the impact that you have on your community when you have shipping and receiving. Where data centers, there's no shipping and receiving.
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't have people in and out. You have the construction, but again,
that lasts 3 to 5 years.
Right? Yeah. You know what? I wanted two of the. Let's say they hire, I don't know, 40 people. Those are probably high paying jobs?
I think super high paying.
Yeah, it's so back and forth. I understand the concerns, but I see the benefit.
It's not in my backyard, and I get it,
yeah.
And I probably don't have to worry about it being in my particular backyard. But where's your backyard end? If they go to our sewer treatment plant, that's pretty close to my house.
Yeah,
it's a mile or mile and a half, and Valley Road, a mile and a half. I mean, so what? We're will I hear the hum from my house? Oh, no, I doubt it. That's the thing. If you stay on top of it, your zoning administration can alleviate the sound. We can do lighting. You can do setbacks. You can make them put up shrubberies to make it look better.
Right.
And there's a whole lot of things you can do to lessen the impact on the community.
Yeah.
When it's something that we can't say no to.
Yeah, I mean, it's well. The thing is it's just it's like any other business. Yes, there are the concerns, but honestly, we don't know about data centers. There's people that live next to, mega data centers, and that's just what it is.
The Dogniac one, I wouldn't want to live next to. That's they do crypto mining.
Yeah, but crypto mining takes.
And it's noisier than hell.
But they're updating. They're fixing the problem
right
too.
Now. When they like to use Dogniac as an example, and that's not the typical example. Yes, there's probably some noise coming.
Yeah,
but is it any different than a foundry or?
Yeah, is it any different than
a lot of things?
This fan right here. That's probably louder.
Marijuana grow facilities produce more tonal noise than data centers. The difference is that you get a marijuana grow, and we live near a massive one, but it's nowhere as big as a data center would be.
No,
but it's big.
But you wouldn't even know it's there.
You drive by. By the way, hardly no one lives there, but you know what? That is zoned light industrial there. So maybe those areas would be. We need to take a good solid look at what our light industrial looks like and what our heavy.
I think everybody needs to take a step back.
That is zoned heavy because it's a marijuana grow.
Yeah, and I think everybody needs to step back and ignore the noise, research the situation instead of listening to influencers.
Yeah,
is that influencer a zoning administrator? Is that influencer a total noise expert?
By the way, our particular zoning administrator is a resident of the township, and so is the whole board. We are in the same boat that every citizen is.
Yeah, and people forget that.
We care about our community. Yeah. We didn't run for these positions for $7,500 a year. We did it because we care.
Yeah,
and don't forget, we are citizens. We live in the community too.
And when you go, we'll put it in your backyard. Well, here's the deal. That's people are taking that too literally, because technically everyone in that community, it's in your backyard.
That's right. Where do you draw the line on what's backyard and what's not?
So it's just the.
I live on a 900-acre lake. I guess so they figure out how to float one out there. That's literally
that'd
my
be
backyard.
They talk about putting them in the ocean.
Well, I don't know why they don't pump water from the ocean and put them on the coast.
Something to do with salt water.
Desalination
is very expensive.
Bad for the components.
Yeah, it's very expensive to
desalinate. Why are you going to draw water from the aquifer? Although I think they got the water thing under control. Why are you going to draw water from the aquifer when you can draw it from Lake Michigan or Lake Superior? And what's the number of how many gallons are in Lake Superior? It was quadrillion.
Yeah, it was a number I'd never heard of. And you brought up a good point. I thought about this the other day. So they have to replenish the water even in a closed circuit. But why? Because it evaporates. What happens when it evaporates?
It goes into water.
It goes into clouds, and then it rains, and then we get the water.
It might not rain right where it evaporated, but it's going to rain in Wisconsin or in the East Coast. Water never really goes anywhere.
Familiar human, good point. Antarctica.
Yeah, maybe
cooling problem solved.
That's why Trump probably wanted Antarctica.
Well, yeah,
did we
end up claiming it? No, he wanted Greenland.
Greenland, same thing though.
No, Antarctica's the South Pole.
Oh, but still, you see my point.
Same idea. Yeah, same idea.
By the way, there's probably data centers on Antarctica. You know that's secret area.
Well, yeah, no country owns Antarctica.
I know a fire suppression guy that got paid like 3 different times, like couple $100,000 to spend 6 months on Antarctica just to inspect their fire suppression. And he comes back.
Did he find Hitler?
There are shit that he is obligated not to talk about.
I'm sure he had to sign an NDA from hell.
If he wants to keep that money.
Well, they'll sue him hard.
All right. Well, enough of data centers. I don't know if we need them as much as we do.
I think we do need them as much as we do. Okay. Although I think Leone Township's on the right path. Find the right designation. Make it as unappealing as possible, and then then we gotta. If they come, they come.
Unappealing, but also the safety of our community.
Yeah, exactly. Responsibly unappealing. Right. Find responsible zoning for it. I think light industrial is not responsible.
I'm concerned.
I would. I'm thinking about that light industrial right next to that school.
By the way, anybody listening that's from Leone Township, it's simple to do. You go, just Google Jackson County GIS. The maps will come up, and just put zoning map and go to Leone Township. Find Gillett's Lake, find Center Lake, expand out, and it'll tell you what is zoned heavy, what is zoned light industrial, what is zoned residential, what is zoned ag. The whole list.
And that's in every community. Every community has a GIS. Right?
But I have a feeling there's people out there don't know how to access
I just put it in the chat.
It's simple to do.
Yeah.
It's simple. And actually,
I've been on it before.
Once you go down that rabbit hole, it's kind of like the GIS map.
Yeah.
Once you go down that rabbit hole, you'll spend an hour and a half checking. A
couple of years ago, I was thinking about buying a house. Yeah. And I was looking at the GIS and where the property line was, and it was wrong. The realtor was wrong. There was actually more property than
can't trust realtors.
No, well, they were trying to sell me less property than it was.
Just a recommendation. I don't care if you're ever looking at your dream home or wanting to build your dream home. Please check the zoning designation before you do so.
Yeah, if there's heavy industrial around,
your realtor will lie or won't know.
Yeah, I mean, if you have appealing heavy industrial, something will be built there.
Or even commercial.
Oh yeah.
You know,
you want a giant liquor store
with a Dollar General.
Our
neighborhood was like, oh my God. Well, when you bought your dream home in this beautiful neighborhood, you didn't check the zoning designation of the property right at your street in Michigan
Just because it hasn't really been a store for a long time.
So, you feel for them, but you
can't. I mean,
my point is you don't have to go down to the county or anything. You can access the zoning map yourself.
Yeah, I put that in the chat, so check that out. And I mean, it's tough to read, but once you get it, you get it.
People have lived off them side streets of Falley Road, for example, for decades with the existing footprint, which is not as much. And they probably don't realize
what it could be.
Heavy industrial means heavy industrial.
It could be a forge.
Ting, ting, ting all night with
we
a
talk
big
about
horn.
We talk about tonal noise. Tonal noise. What about just normal noise?
So there's a plant that's closed down here in Jackson called Lapeer Forge.
Yeah.
And on a clear night, clear to my house, where do I live? 5-6 miles away. In a clear night, you could hear the hammers.
Yep. Oh yeah. We worked in a place very close to that. You could feel
that can locate in a heavy industrial area.
And that's not tonal noise.
You could live right near there.
That's tonal noise, and there's in normal noise, the ting, there's also total noise.
Forge even had an old school, the horn would blow.
Yeah.
The start of shift and during breaks and lunch break. When the horn blew, you knew it was time to go to break. That old school way. In the morning, you would hear and this was just up until 4 or 5 years ago when it closed. You would hear the horn, and night you'd hear the bang of the hammers.
Yeah.
What do you want?
I had friends that worked there.
Yeah, I have too.
Yeah.
All right, we're almost out of time. We're an hour and a half go.
Oh yeah. We went down the data center rabbit hole, but
you know what? I didn't expect that one to be a long ways that far. I got these police radios things on here. The Jackson County Board of Commissioners approved putting on the ballot by request of the townships.
By the way, a Forge 140 decibels.
Anyways, people live right there.
Yeah, there's houses. I've seen them.
The projects are right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but who cares about them?
Right.
That's why we build projects.
By the way, those look like shit. They were supposed to redo them last summer, and they haven't done. And why haven't they done East Washington yet? The mayor lied.
I don't think they're ever going to.
But anyways,
continue.
For 10 years, the townships knew they're going to have to enhance their emergency responders radios. Right. Most have not done anything to prepare for it. It costs a lot of money. So they came to the Board of Commissioners, say, hey, can the county pay for this? Put a ballot proposal on November to raise everybody's cell phone bill $1.50 a month.
I saw that.
And reluctantly, the Board of Commissioners approved that, said, fine, we'll put it in front of the voters. The more and more I look into it, know about it, still doing my research, I'm probably going to be a no vote on that. Of course, I always vote no on that shit.
Yeah.
But I'm also very, I like to support public safety.
Yeah.
Here it is. Blackman Leone has the money to enhance.
That's what marijuana was supposed to be for.
Well, and Blackman doesn't have marijuana ordinance, but we have the money.
Right.
Where Rives Township, they didn't
Norval Township,
they didn't do anything for the money.
Yeah.
They knew all along they were going to ask the voters of the county to do this. So
they kicked the can until they couldn't kick it anymore.
Continue doing your research on that. Reach out to your county commissioners if you have further questions. They love it when you call them and ask them that stuff. They love to talk about that stuff.
I'm sure. The bouncers out there just talking about bouncing.
And then should I go into announcements now, Kevin?
Whatever you want to do, sir.
So things have calmed down at the Jackson GOP. September 11th is the next biggie, and that is the Jackson GOP
golf outing.
Golf outing is tee off and remembrance because it's on September 11th. Teams are filling up quick. We're limited to 36 to 38 teams, and we are approaching that, Kevin.
Yeah. Last week you were worried about teams.
Well, we're approaching that, but there's still time to get a team together. But as far as sponsorship, is unlimited. We can keep taking sponsorship money forever, but teams is approaching. So please go to jacksongop.org, find that right there, and sign up your team for the Tee Off and Remembers Jackson GOP golf outing. And that is at the Clark Lake Golf Course that Calderon Farms has purchased.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's cool. That's a beautiful golf course, too.
It's a 36-holer.
Yeah.
Is that the only 36-hole course in Jackson? There's probably another.
The Grand might be.
But that's hard to find a 36-hole.
Yeah.
Been out there a long time. So please, jacksongop.org, sign your teams up for the golf outing. The day after, September 12th, the Charlie Kirk dinner brought to you by the Lenawee County Youth Republicans, the Kalamazoo Young Conservatives, and that I keep telling myself Chris needs to change that flyer. Also, the Jackson County Youth Coalition. Yeah. It's not on the flyer.
He should have.
And that's right here at the Jackson GOP headquarters, and they're serving pulled pork and it says asparagus and all that stuff.
Yeah, pulled pork, salad bar, mashed potatoes, asparagus, coleslaw, mac and cheese, and rolls.
The Commonwealth might not be too thrilled about this, but they're having Gene Davis cater that.
Oh, okay.
Gene Davis is the best.
Yeah, they've been doing it a while.
They're very best. So they'll be hauling that food in for this. And then, of course, the volunteers of the Jackson GOP are already helping them prepare for that.
Yeah, of course they are.
And I have the date. I don't have time. I don't have details. October 11th will be our Reagan Ranch dinner. We do that out in Hanover at the Historical Society out there. Beautiful setting. Our goal on October 11th, probably early afternoon, will be to have the top of the ticket candidates there.
Yeah.
Mike Rogers, hopefully John James, Doug Lloyd, Anthony Ferlini. But that's October 11th. So just put that on your calendar, October 11th, and pay attention to Jackson GOP.
I remember last year you guys talked about it. I think this year I would like.
Last year we had like the Garrett Sladonnel and Kevin Reinke out there.
I think I'd like.
Attendance wasn't very good though. No, but this one will be good. It's election year.
Yeah.
This Saturday, the 300 Club meets at Steve's Ranch at 9 a.m. We encourage you to go to jacksongop.org and check out all of our membership opportunities, including the 300 Club. If you become a member of any of our memberships, you are automatically in the 300 Club. And what that is we get together at Steve's Ranch once a month with local elected officials.
That's the first time I met Justin.
This month will be someone from Wahlberg's office. The congressman might be there. They never confirm, but it'll be someone. So anyways, up to Steve's Ranch. But memberships is the key. There's different versions. JacksonGOP.org. We have bills to pay. Kevin, we're going broke.
Yeah.
Trying to get the voter guide out.
Oh, I imagine.
By the way, do you know there's counties without a voter guide?
Yeah, because they're retarded.
It blows my mind.
Those are the ones that the people are going to end up voting for outside.
The voter guide has, our Republican nominees, but it also has nonpartisan races of people that we've endorsed,
Supreme Court,
like John Wilson for mayor, or who's our judges here? Jared Hopkins for district court,
Nicole Hughes
for district court. They are on that voter guide, and a couple of school board members. And guess what? If you get a hold of one of them, one of our door knockers give you one, or you get it at an event, or you come up to the Jackson GOP headquarters and grab one, you can take it into the polling booth with you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's nothing against the rules there.
Or check out jacksongop.org. Yeah. And the very top of the website has our endorsed candidates.
Yeah.
You can pull that up on your phone while you're in the voting booth.
I'm going to pull it up right now. Here it is. There we go.
So, yard signs. There is not. All right. We have, those are all our endorsed candidates right there.
Yeah.
Right there. jacksongop.org, or come up and get a hard copy of it. But anyways, printing cost. We've given out a couple thousand of these already.
Nice.
And it's killing us.
Well, the fair, you probably did.
I'm looking for a donor for the next 2,000, the batch of 2,000. Anybody out there want to donate? It's $500 to continue putting this voter guide out. It would be very, very, we would be so appreciative. We want to get the voter guide in the hands of everybody, and we literally are spending a lot of money doing so.
Yeah, printing is not cheap.
It's not pretty. It's not pretty, but we have them. And I promise we will continue having them one way or another. But yeah, we have all the yard signs up here. John James, Mike Rogers, Doug. Oh, we don't have Doug Lloyd and Ferlini, but we have Kathy Schmaltz, Justin Griffiths. And you can find out our hours of the Jackson GOP headquarters at jacksongop.org. Yeah. Don't forget about 10X Votes.
10X Votes.
Just go on 10X Votes.
It's a cool website.
10 people.
I was on it last night, actually, just screwing around.
Vote. It's so simple.
Yeah.
It's just so simple.
The only way we're going to get people elected to make a change.
People have to vote.
And we have to. Something has to change.
That's it, Kevin.
Okay. The only thing, you never bring it up, but they have a shop as well, jacksongop.org. If you go there, there's their shop. They got some cool stuff.
We got a ton of stuff.
I like your hats a lot.
T-shirts, hoodies. It's hoodie season.
Yeah, we got hoodies. We got T-shirts,
tumblers, mugs. I got the coffee cup hats.
That tumbler. I like that mug.
Be careful what hat you ordered. You know, I don't know the name, so I should have bought a trucker cap, and because my other one got kind of worn out.
Yeah,
and I ended up with the other kind of cap. And
like the ball cap or whatever.
I don't like it as much. It's still a sweet hat. But yeah, different version and stocking caps. But guess what? It is hoodie season.
Yeah.
And
I'm about to put hoodies up on my site.
Not only pull over hoodies that I don't like, I like zip up hoodies.
I prefer that.
I requested zip up hoodies, and you can even get a zip up hoodie.
Yeah, I like zip up hoodies.
But we do have an online store that no one ever buys anything off of.
Yeah, that's why I was scrolling through and I saw that. I'm like, let's bring that up.
You can also access a ton of podcasts on that.
Oh, yeah, the podcast. Promethean Action, I prefer. Yeah,
this show,
one of my favorites.
This show, other ones.
This one.
Yeah, jacksongop.org. Somebody called me today that should know better and said, Russ, is the office open today?
Well,
yeah, sure
go
is.
to jacksongop.org.
What's the times? I told him the times. Of course, I told them the times.
Yeah.
But why didn't you go to jacksongop.org?
Yeah, I don't want to talk to you.
It's almost as if they think we're retards and we don't have a website. But guess what? Some counties don't have a website, just like some counties don't have a voter guide.
Yeah.
Even if you print it off on a piece of paper, it doesn't have to be on cardstock. A voter guide is gold.
Are yours laminated?
No, but we have it on the thicker cardstock.
I wondered because I was like, that's where the price goes.
But thicker cardstock.
Yeah, also
color.
Expensive. Yeah.
I remember 2 years ago, we literally printed
and they're two-sided color.
We did black and white on pieces of paper.
Yeah, like.
But whatever you got to do.
Yeah. Hey, that's something, anything.
Yeah.
So, guys, make sure you like the stream, follow the channel, and hit the repost button for us if you're on the Rumble side. If you're on the Facebook side, share it, like it. YouTube, same thing.
Right.
That's all I got. You got anything else?
That's it, man.
All right. Well, that's
see you at the golf outing.
Yeah. Oh, yep. September 11th
coming up.
Well,
buy a hoodie from our online store because you might need it early in the morning on September 11th.
I'm thinking that might be necessary.
It will be hoodie morning.
So, well, that's all I got. So we'll end it there, and yeah, until next Monday, we'll see you.